Radiodays North America is underway from Toronto in Canada, the latest from podnews.net with co-host, powerful podcast hosting for agencies and brands. Radiodays North America is halfway through in Toronto in Canada. Among the speakers today, Fatima Zaidi from Quill and co-host, Sharon Taylor from Omni Studio and Lena Kim from the Podcast Exchange, as some of the panel talking about making money from podcasting. Edison Research's Larry Rosen discusses trends in audio, and I will be speaking about great tools from podcasting. Spotify is to run a free masterclass next week on unlocking your podcast potential. One of the speakers is Maya Prahovnik, VP of Podcast Product at Spotify, as well as Jordan Newman, Spotify's Head of Podcast Partner Management, and Gail Aitor from Teenager Therapy. Viral Nation Talent, a social media talent company, has launched a podcast division to help creators expand into podcasting. The company has hired Stephen Pearlstein from Studio 71 and Chelsea Durgin. Spotify is running a gaming podcast, PodCamp, in Saudi Arabia. The company is working with Kerning Cultures and Gamers 8. Spotify isn't monetizing its podcast inventory in Asia at the moment. That's the claim of Audacia CEO Kim Treasure in an article in Campaign Asia. The article contains many positive stats and quotes from the industry in Asia. And Noiser is to launch 3D sound across the company's podcast network. The company uses 3D sound to describe binaural sound, a recording technique that works on any player or headphones. This podcast is sponsored by Co-Host and Quill. Interested in which companies are listening to your podcast? Explore Co-Host's B2B analytics tool for companies and industries at cohostpodcasting.com. And that's the latest from our newsletter. To read all the stories and subscribe, we're at podnews.net.